Having cluttered inboxes is a recipe for disaster, especially if you know that you're receiving inquiries that could potentially make you money. And what you need to do is have some sort of an email management system. And the best way to do it is, of course, to automate it. So I've got this super basic template that you can use and make it your own. Like, I've given you various different ways of how to map up your emails. But of course, this will depend entirely on how you're classifying your emails, how you're structuring the follow-up, or if you're actually putting things in your Google Calendar, if you're sending things to Slack, if you're sending things somewhere else. But basically, what happens is you have this email trigger that you can decide how often it will trigger. It could be every minute, hour, day, however you want to set it up. You can also add filters. In this template, I do not have any filters, but I just ran it once so I can show you what's happening. Then the next node is our text classifier that has to be linked to a model. In this case, I'm using OpenAI. You can use Claude, Gemini, whatever you want. And then I have selected different categories. And again, these categories will depend based on your personal requirements. So for this template, I just did inquiry, invoice and receipts, meeting, Q&A, junk or promotional, and unknown. And what I said is analyze this email and classify it into the most appropriate category. And I've given the subject line, who is it from, and the body, which is actually the snippet. And then I've given it the classification guidelines. Again, you can work on that yourself. And then I said select the single most appropriate category based on the email content. And then what I've done is also these specific classification guidelines I have put into the description of each category. So with the test that I just ran, it just went through, decided on which category to use, and then it decided the most appropriate category is the invoices and receipts. And when I open it, you will see why. So a new business customer who just paid. So it went through here, it put a label, and then it said, yep, I'm going to mark this message as read. Other things are, for example, if it's an inquiry, it can go into an Airtable, into your CRM or whatever other CRM you have. You can put all the details of that inquiry in there. And then you can send a Slack message to yourself, to a team member, or that could be a WhatsApp message, however you communicate. And then again, we are going to mark the message as read. So it's the same with everything. In here, if it's a meeting, we're setting up a Google Calendar and we're sending this meeting into the calendar. And you can also notify yourself via Slack, or you can notify a team member via Slack, or however, like I use Slack a lot, so that's why I've given you these examples with Slack. But as you can see, this is a very, very generic email for email management. So you really need to work out what are your descriptions and what are your categories, how you're going to classify them, and what is the follow-up for each of those categories.